Good evening, Oak Class. This is Miss Hooper on your last Friday before the Easter holidays to bring you your last bedtime story for this week. Like I said in my video yesterday, over the holidays I'll do a couple more stories, but I'll probably only do one a week. So keep an eye out for next Friday. I'll send a link in an email. But Friday seems to be a good day to do this. So that is what we will do. So last bedtime story video, I asked you guys to vote for a book for me to read. Now I didn't get very many replies, but from the replies I did get a winner, and it was only by 1 point. But the story that I am going to be reading for you tonight is Lost and Found by Oliver Jeffers. This is one of my favourite ones, and I hear it's one of the Bellinger favourite books as well. So really, really special. And like I say, it's by Oliver Jeffers. And you might not have had a chance yet, but Oliver Jeffers is one of the authors that's doing lots of online story reading and lots of things about his books. So if you haven't already caught any of that, make sure that you do. Oh, look, I've got a Dottie here. Are you coming to say hello? Before you menace? Say hi, Oak Class. Have a lovely Easter. She'll be back being a classroom cat afterwards. Right, she's after this, you see. Dottie? Oh, little mouse. You gonna love it? Are you ready? Steady. Go. Loves playing fetch. She basically is a dog. So, Lost and Found. Once there was a boy, and one day he found a penguin at his door. Oh. What an odd thing to find at your door. The boy didn't know where it had come from, but it began to follow him everywhere. The penguin looked sad, and the boy thought he must be lost. So, the boy decided to help the penguin find its way home. He checked in the Lost and Found office, but no one was missing a penguin. He asked some birds if they knew where the penguin had come from, but they ignored him. Some birds are like that. Oh, he's trying his very best, isn't he? He's even gone to Lost and Found. The boy asked his duck, but the duck floated away. He didn't know. That night, the boy couldn't sleep for disappointment. He wanted to help the penguin, but he just didn't know how. Oh, that's a horrible feeling when you really, really want to help, but you just don't know what to do. I wonder how he's going to find out what to do. Let's see what he does next. The next morning, he discovered that penguins had come from the South Pole. But how could he get there? And if you see, he's reading a book that says where penguins come from. Because we know that lots of information comes from books, doesn't it? When we did our mini beast research, we had a look in books, didn't we? Where do penguins come from? I can hear some of you saying it. Let's find out. He ran down to the harbour and asked the big ship to take him to the South Pole. But his voice was so small that it couldn't be heard over the ship's horn. He does look very, very small, and the penguin looks even smaller. Look at the size of that enormous ship. Goodness me. I wonder if you could tell, you're grown up, where would you find the South Pole? Little clue. So together, he and the penguin would row to the South Pole. The boy took his rowboat out of the cupboard and they tested it for size and strength. We did a little bit of testing when we did our caveman project. Do you remember? We made those little boats and we floated them on the water tray outside and we tested to see how many of the little people would get on them. Do you remember that? They packed everything that they would need. What do you think you would need if you were going to the South Pole? Pause the video if you want to. Talk to your grown-up about what you would take to the South Pole. And together they pushed the rowboat out to sea. Goodness me, that's a very small boat and the South Pole is a very long way away. I'm not sure I would have chosen a rowboat to get there. How would you have got to the South Pole? They rowed south for many days and nights, with the boy telling stories all the way. The penguin listened to everything the boy said. Wow. Wonder what stories you would tell on your journey to the South Pole. They floated through good weather and bad, when the waves were as big as mountains. Goodness me, I'd be really frightened. The little penguin's got his umbrella up. Until they came to the South Pole. The boy was delighted. What does delighted mean? You're right, it means really happy. But the penguin said nothing. Suddenly, it looked sad again as the boy helped it out of the boat. Welcome to the South Pole, that sign said. Oh, you'd think that the penguin would be happy to be back there. Why do you think he's feeling sad? The boy said goodbye and floated away, but as he looked back, the penguin looked sadder than ever. Oh, I just want to give him a cuddle. It felt strange to be on his own, and the more he thought, the more he realised what a big mistake he was making. The penguin wasn't lost. He was just lonely. Oh, that's why he was so sad. How is he going to fix this problem? That was the problem. Now, what's the resolution? If this was your story, what would you do to fix the problem? Pause the video to talk about it if you want to. If you don't want to, we shall carry on. Quickly, he turned the boat around and he headed back to the South Pole as fast as he could. Look. Oh no. At last, he reached the pole again. But where was the penguin? The boy searched and searched, but he was nowhere to be found. Look, he's looking behind the sign. He's looking around and around like this. He's shouting. He's even got himself a telescope to look through. Sadly, the boy set off home. Oh, how do you think he's feeling now? That's a long journey to be on your own. There was no point in telling stories because there was no one to listen except for the wind and the waves. But then the boy saw something in the water ahead of him. Closer and closer he got until he could see. That looks like a ship to me. The penguin. Oh, look at them having that lovely cuddle. Oh, imagine what it's going to be like for us to be able to hug our friends and other people in our family after this time. It's going to be so good. We're going to feel how the boy and the penguin felt. And so the boy and his friend went home together, talking of wonderful things all the way. Oh, I love that story. Such a happy ending. Oh, beautiful. Thank you to everybody that voted for Lost and Found. I really enjoyed reading that story. And actually, it's quite a good one for today because today was Miss Freeman's very last day at our school. She will be back for a science day, and she was really happy for all of those videos and pictures and messages that you sent me. I put them all into a PowerPoint and I sent them off to her, and she was really proud. But like I say, Miss Freeman isn't lost. We will find her again, and she will come back to our school to celebrate with us. And I hope, if she's watching, that she enjoyed that story too. It's not goodbye forever. It's just a little goodbye until we see her again. So, it's now your Easter holidays. It's going to be a little bit different from usual, but it will be lots and lots of fun. If you are in Oak class, ask your mummies and daddies to keep an eye on their emails on Monday. I will be sending out some Easter activities for you guys to be doing over the holidays. Nothing to do with home learning. It's just lots of fun things. So if you get to a day and you think, I just don't know what to do, I'm going to put a few ideas on there for you to delve into if you want to. Okay, no need to send pictures or emails or anything about it. It's just something to have in your back pocket just in case it comes a day when you need them. Okay, well, thank you very much for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed the story, and I will see you guys again next Friday for another bedtime story. In fact, before I hop off, because I've got quite a few books still here, let's do... Oh, actually, I can't do a vote because my next story, I already know what it's going to be, actually, because I've already spoken to somebody and dedicated it to them. So next Friday, we'll do another vote. I already know the story I've got for Friday, but I'm going to keep it a secret. Anyway, have a lovely holiday, guys. Have a lovely first week, and I'll see you later. Lots of love. Goodbye.